Everybody. I'm here with beautiful friend Treneti. We're talking about some projects and let's open the Zoom. How are you doing today, Treneti?
Doing pretty good. I'm kind of in the middle of a lot of different things, so I don't have a lot of time, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to
Yeah.
see you. Happy to
Yeah.
share with the world again. So
Yes.
I'll let Treneti talk about the project more, just introducing this. We're supporting her today and going to Chicago to teach some children, inspire them with some music and art, powerful creations, get the vibes flowing. And today I have some essential oils that if you donate, we will send those your way. So the shipping you can send to me, the payment, if you screenshot the thing and send it to me, screenshot your donation, we will get that to you. Just send me your address as well. So I don't know if you want to talk about the project that's Treneti.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's something that's been on my like art artistic vision board of a lifetime to do for years, and I've just been like building myself up to become the human that is able to go back home to my old neighborhood in Chicago, Inglewood, to do this work. And I got an opportunity to go work with a organization called I Grow Chicago, and they're powerful. They're doing like everything that I like have dreamed of in my mind of what I want to create a nonprofit org to do for children and for communities. They're doing. They're building gardens. They're holding peace circles and doing trauma relief work and yoga and like
Wow.
meditation and just like all sorts of things, like community resolution, building bridges between like the local Chicago PD and the community, which is really powerful work, shamanic work, I think. And they're doing all of this, and I was connected with them when I was looking for orgs to start working with. And I asked if they had anything going on that I could be a part of this summer, and they told me about their summer camp. And so I'm going there in a week or so, about maybe a week and a half, the 26th, and I'll be teaching songwriting and sound healing workshops. And I've been fundraising to just like give the community an opportunity to be a part of something that's actually enhancing and enriching the lives of our young Black youth, rather than just pouring all of your money and energy into things that just have the like promotional like media like tag Black Lives Matter on it, but it's really like just a mask on the face of like the Democratic Party. And it's like all of a sudden about voting, and it's like if these things are really inspiring people in their heart, they need to be talking to us directly and seeing ways in which that they can like give energy to actually from the ground up build new information, new education systems, new food systems, new things that are going to actually balance and even the playing field, not like getting another reptile in the office that's not going to do shit. So I was really excited to bring this to the community, to have it be something that they could be a part of. And like, I'll be taking like videos and like documenting in the ways that I'm allowed to while I'm there with the kids. And I've invested in some singing bowls. They were hand hammered in India by the people who make my sound healing instruments.
Wow.
Specifically knowing that they're going to these children in Chicago. So the donations that I've been receiving so far have helped me to invest in that and to get my flight and my Airbnb. And yeah, any little bit else helps with that cause and helps me to have like the adequate travel, like inner city travel expenses covered that I need to be able to get a rental and travel in a COVID friendly kind of way. I'm not really trying to like be on public transportation in this current timeline of the earth. So
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is an amazing way to give like directly to the children, because that's the future. And I know with sound healing and all of these tools that you're sharing, it's like this gives people a lot of hope. And it, when we tune into these sonic vibrations, it opens our minds to really find our potential. And knowing you, like, you really inspire people to find their potential. So I think this is so powerful to take all of what you've got and what you've grown into and let people
Mm-hmm.
know that they can really become everything they dream and more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like full circle healing because I was
Yeah.
born in that neighborhood and I know what those kids are experiencing. And
Yeah.
it's an opportunity for me to, for them to have someone come in and connect with them that understands them and
Yeah.
understands what that's like and the mindset. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited about the sound healing for giving them another like way to manage stress and to create sanctuary for themselves. But I'm also really excited about the songwriting because so much of the music that they listen to is demeaning and degrading and like puts them on timelines of like just not really honoring themselves. And I want them to understand the power and the magic of writing songs that empower you, because if you write songs that empower you, they inherently empower other people, and those are the spells that you're casting for your life. And
Yeah.
so I want these kids to know how important their language patterns are, and that they can literally from now like start creating the life that they want to have when they're like 20 years old. They can start building that now by like healing their language patterns and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So this is just the beginning for me, and I really wanted to build a lot of awareness and get the community involved, because a lot of people didn't really see my GoFundMe project when I was raising funds for my album like
Mhm.
2 years ago, because I was talking about in that project how I want to go on a tour where I go to low income elementary and high schools all over the country as I tour with the music, and do free concerts and workshops at the schools to just connect with the kids and really have time to talk to them and to see them and be like a space holder for them and let them know that like it is very tangible, it is very possible for them to like rise and elevate out of that situation, and they don't have to wait for somebody to do that for them. They don't have to wait for like the laws to change or for the government to change and like make it possible for them to like live the life that they want to do. Like they have the power in themselves, and they just need to see more representations, really grounded
Mhm.
representations of what that looks like to just like climb your own mountain. You don't need anybody to like walk you up your mountain. It's yours.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So
Heart touching. Thank you for doing this and thank you for sharing, and so powerful. So
yeah,
yeah.
thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. So
And
yeah.
these
Mhm.
oils that he has, I wear. So I got an oil from Dante before he went to Guatemala, and I wear it all the time. It's super fantastic, and
Yeah.
so y'all are gonna enjoy these oils when you
Yeah,
come.
so these oils are from Peru. They are ethically harvested, which is an issue with some of the Palo Santo, especially, that's being harvested in Peru. They're 20% dilutions in jojoba oil or almond oil. They are very strong despite being dilutions. I mean, the scent lasts, it sticks around. The Palo Santo, there's 50% dilutions and 100%. The 20% of the florals are 30, the full Palo Santos are 30, the 50% Palo Santos are 20. If you Venmo Treneti or donate on that page, screen cap it to me, send it to me directly, and send me your address. And please Venmo me $5 shipping. And then our beautiful friend in Portland, Holland is going to help us distribute them. So this is something that I just wanted to use what resources I had to give back, as these oils were going to be sold, but the shops aren't open due to COVID. But abundance is flowing, and I want to keep it circulating. And I encourage everybody to, even if you don't get the oils, just give to Treneti, because this is going back into the grassroots, like the children. They are the future of the community, and really teaching people to empower themselves, not just saying, here, there you go. Now, that's a band-aid, feel better. It's really like going deep into the transformation that needs to take place. So I'm very happy to support, and the oils will support you too. They smell so nice.
Yeah.
Rose, neroli, jasmine.
So good. I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that feels like we don't have to talk about that part anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Hmm.
everyone who's watching understands what's going on there and feels empowered to support if they want to.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're also going to just talk about some other things that just feel really like relevant in the climate of our collective consciousness right now, and share some things with you guys that you can just like bring into your reality right now to help lift you up. And like, I'm all about alleviating cognitive dissonance, and if you're feeling conflicted or like just overwhelmed or whelmed or confused around these times, I feel like what we're going to share could be very helpful for you pulling yourself back to center from that vibe.
Yeah, totally. These are very disorienting times, but there is a way to stay centered within that. I think what we talked a little bit about sharing was kind of like this idea that so many of these ideas themselves that are going around are almost like entities that can kind of possess people. So you can get into these like thought loops of like new normal, or you know, aggressive behaviors against society, or aggressive behaviors or thoughts against these kinds of people, and it really gets insidious
Mm-hmm.
and divides us, and we forget that we are empowered and forget that we are able to, you know, choose our own reality and choose our experience.
Yeah, it's like this is a culmination experience of all of the times that you opted out of doing the critical thinking question at the end of the chapter in your textbook in
Yeah.
school. When you opted out, because what it feels like is that our culture has kind of forgotten what critical thinking really is, and everyone has just been conditioned to be so absorbent of
Mhm.
ideas that people just like take them on, and if enough of their peer group is taking them on, they just take it on immediately and start preaching it without actually having any integrated understanding of what it is that you're trying to take on. And then that puts you in a super vulnerable position, because then uh, someone, which is usually the faces that hide behind the media that like are spending energy, they just take on that same facade, but it's just the superficial layer of that idea, and
Mhm.
use it to control the will of the collective and move people's energies in different directions, and get people to consent to agendas that you don't even know that you're consenting to, because you're not taking a step back enough to think critically and like really embody that hawk and look at all of the perspectives. Like, you don't have to be like approaching everything from such a charged space. You can look at everything and
Mhm.
like then take a self-referral, like personal assessment of like, what of all of this information feels true, feels valid, and feels life-giving. Like, that's a
Yeah.
big one. Like, if is embodying this idea useful for me, for my progression and evolution? Is it life-giving? Is it going to help me to be more of a like fertilization ground for other life around me? Like, thinking about that, you know, for who and what reason am I uh choosing to allow this idea to come into my consciousness? Because like, the media is very smart. Like, marketing is all psychology. Like, the way that ideas are pushed at you from every angle, like, you don't even choose to receive this news feed coming off of like your like iPhone news or whatever, Yahoo News, whatever, like your Facebook feed, the algorithm, like the little AI things that listen to conversations and put up the right things on you. You still have to have like some sort of a boundary on your mind, like on like,
Mhm.
am I going to allow this to land? Because if you allow it to land and you're not really thinking about it, you're just going to become a pawn for something. And what I'm seeing is a lot of people literally becoming possessed by ideas to the point where they're doing things that don't even make sense for the idea that they say that they're claiming that they that they're about. Like, they're like, people are getting into such like pro hatred kind of mentalities, like off of like paper thin ideas, and like growing all this keyboard courage, and like ruining friendship, saying ridiculous things to each other, forgetting that the person that's talking to you on the other end of that screen is a human, and
Mhm.
approaching it how you would approach actual conversation in person. And I'm seeing that, and I'm just like, yo, like, come on, y'all, like, we have to bring it back to the heart. We have this energy, and like, remember what's real, and remember your sovereignty. Remember, like, just because you understand something and just because you can sympathize with something doesn't mean you have to become like some sort of like raging force for it, you
Yeah,
know?
totally. And I feel like a lot of this can come from, a practice of presence all the time, a practice of, with your
Mm-hmm.
own thoughts and everything you see. It's like, when we're in a movie, we suspend our disbelief. But when we're in reality, we should be in a practice of continually suspending our belief. Because so much of what we're seeing, it may be true, it may not be true. But when it comes from the media and when it comes from social media, it's, I would say 70% of the time a partial truth. And
Mm-hmm.
90% of the time, there's a spin on it to make you feel a certain way so that one of the subliminal things that they are trying to get you to think within that is received, because
Right.
you latch onto things more when you're really emotionally charged. And so if you just
Exactly. And
question,
it gets you to perform a certain action.
yeah, so if we're always questioning,
Yeah.
is this true, then we don't immediately take it. Because I see people, you can post a meme or something, and just because it's an image there, like on the screen, people immediately will start to think, oh my God, wow. But they don't think behind it. They're just already in that automatic mode. We're in a very automatic mode. When you scroll, there's no end. The scroll is infinite. So you're automatic. You just receive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit dangerous. And beyond that,
Yes.
I think having a sense of what truth really is, because we're very much conditioned to think that uh, truth is what is factual, or truth is a concrete thing. Though, when we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about our inner truth, truth is what makes us feel light and free and capable. And anything that makes you feel incapable of changing, incapable of having an impact, or
Mm-hmm.
incapable of being good and thriving is not the truth at all. It's a twisted lie.
Not to say that like
Mhm.
tuning into your
Yeah,
truth though won't make you have to be uncomfortable, because
totally.
that's another thing that like it's sticky. And I believe in like the living life as if it's always alchemy. Like
Hmm.
my if I had to put a brand on my like spirituality, it's alchemy,
Yeah,
because like it's a constant process of transmutation. And so it's a constant
yeah,
process of distillation and refinement of the truth, and never allowing yourself to get sedentary anywhere, or like there is like a shadow to chasing that good feeling and chasing like this
totally.
feels light and free for me, so this must be the truth. Like it might not be the truth. You might have a really ugly habit that feels light and free. And so it's like getting to the
Mm.
deepest part of you, because sometimes like when you really tune into like look at yourself, like you would look at a stranger and be like,
Hmm.
why you doing that? Like you always be doing that. You know it don't work for you. And you keep on making these excuses and you keep on doing it. Like when are you gonna stop like BSing yourself, you know? And like looking at the way I've like grown to do it that really works for me is like I look at myself as a relationship. Like independent of any relationship that I have with anyone outside of myself, I'm in a seriously committed, long term, can't break up a relationship with myself. And so I'm constantly being like, if it are the actions that I'm doing towards myself something that I would see else, and is it like, would I be like still trying to be with this person if they were like telling me like, oh, we're gonna do this, and then it never happens? I'll probably be like, you know what, like I'm done with you, like goodbye. And so when like in my practice, I help people really step into their empowered voice, and all almost I love working from the throat chakra and angling the mirror everywhere else, because you get to every single nitty gritty thing that's off balance in your system when you look at relationship to your truth center. And most of
Yeah,
the time, like people are like, oh, I don't feel like I can like create this thing, or like I feel like depleted in my solar plexus. Well, how much have you been showing up for yourself? How much have you been keeping yourself accountable? How many times have you said you're gonna do something and then you like fell through on that? That's like pouring water on your solar plexus. It's people forget the actual meaning of confidence. People think confidence is ego. It's like I'm so fly, I'm so fresh, I'm confident. It's like no, confidence is ability to confide in one's self.
mhm,
So you have to be that person that is reliable and in integrity with yourself. And it's also going to help pull the wool off of your eyes, because if you are living in integrity with yourself, then know when someone is approaching you and they're full of it. It's going to be so clear. So clear. You're just going to know that. And you're going to know when people are coming at you from a space of integrity. You're going to know when someone means well, but they're not quite landed in their integrity yet. You're going to be able to see all these things, and like holding that from a space of compassion, you'll still be able to move through the world so gracefully, even more gracefully, you know, than if you don't embody that code within yourself of like that really like sovereign, committed relationship to self.
Yeah, I'm fully with you in that. It's really, it takes, you know, it takes everything. I think I see people that really like say, oh, I want this, I want to be like an entrepreneur, I want to get this, I want to be abundant, but they're not showing up. They're only partially showing up and thinking like, oh, if I just say this affirmation, or if I get in the right vibration and feel good, then it's going to happen. But it's like, you know, you don't always feel good about the things that you have to do, but you can frame it in a way that this is part of becoming the masterpiece that I'm here to be, and show the world and inspire them to become in their own right. So it's like, you know, I'm doing stuff that's related to the big picture of my life, from the morning to the end, from my practice to every email, to everything information I take in, to the way that I create it, to, you know, every single thing that you do is part of that. And if you don't fully want to be in what you're doing, then you're not going to be successful. And also the world can't transform if we're not fully showing up for it.
Totally. Yeah, living the prayer rather than just speaking it and wishing it. We have to live it. I call it actionable prayers, like making my prayers actionable. Like, yes, I am writing in my journal. I'm writing in present. This is a code, a key code for you guys. Write in your journal in present tense, as if the things that you are calling in are happening in this moment. The subconscious mind does not understand past tense or future tense. Write it in present tense, and it will become fast. And then you go, and whatever element of that which you are calling in that is within your reach to embody in that moment, you embody it, and you start transforming your life in that moment. Even if like you write it like with sensation and like viscerally, like write about that, like your big home, and like the lifestyle that you're living, and the way that you're connecting with people, and what you're eating, and like all of those things, and then embody those things, as much of it as you can, bring into your life, make them actionable prayers. Like talk about it in your journal of like you like seeing yourself achieving the goal while you're like sipping this amazing delicious cacao, and then go and do your work that day and sip an amazing delicious cup of cacao, and bridge that gap between what you're calling in and the present tense. Like bring it now. This is like high level quantum technology that is so simple, because all quantum technology is very simple. And that's what you can do. It's like believe it, and then you'll see it. It doesn't go the opposite way. I need to see it to believe it, and then you will see it. And that's why, like, when you're in the like funk and you start believing things about yourself, the universe starts rocking you and like punching you every day, because you're asking for it. So
Fully.
Yeah.
I also like, you know, when you visualize things, you know, are you dreaming about a future, or are you bringing the future into this moment? Are you feeling, okay, what is it like to really be in center stage and sharing my work? What is it really like to be in the relationship I want? Well, it feels like love. It feels like recognition. How do I feel that right now? It's like bringing the feeling into your body now, and recognizing that there is really no past or future. It's only this moment. And if you can vibrate with what you want to create right now, it becomes. But if you just keep dreaming about it with this sort of like, you know, lackadaisical, well, it's not going to happen, or it could happen, or that would be nice. No, it is nice. It is nice right now if you allow yourself to feel it and access it.
Exactly. Astral into the dimension of yourself you desire to exist in. This time just astral traveling around to go visit different like fairies and aliens and stuff. Like, yeah, that's fine, that's fun, but that's not really actually like helping you in this reality. You are here to bring high level codes to this plane. Like,
Yeah.
do that, like, but consider that your playtime. Like, if you're like journeying to go and like vision and like other like etheric realms that are like fun for you, that's playtime. But you also need
Yeah.
to be using that same skill, because I know, because this is Dante's feed, I know there's people out there who are like really good astral travelers and like in that realm. Like, use it to land.
Yeah.
Use that gift to land into the dimension of yourself that you wish to exist in.
Yeah, I would say don't even go into that realm if you don't have a clear intention of accessing some information or some tools that you're going to implement here. And don't go back to that
Yes,
same space without using it,
exactly.
using the information you've got. That's one.
Integrate.
Yeah, one of the key distortions that I see a lot is like
Integrate.
people are like, oh, well, I got this message, but I don't feel the connection of my guides anymore. But then the question is, did you act on that message? Did you take the message you already got and make it something real for you? Do you even believe in the message you got? Because you're
Right.
not going to get more downloads or energies until you
Exactly.
use what's already going to make change right here, right now. Because it's all about being in the physical reality. The
You
physical
have
reality
to
is
allow yourself to
the highest
become,
spiritual
you have to
reality.
allow yourself to be a funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. To become a funnel of your own cosmic juice. Become a funnel of it, and like pulling that waterfall that energy into your reality. And yes, and same with the plant spirits. Like, my personal preferred tool for accessing the living libraries and like getting like information that can be corrupted is the mushroom spirit. Like, that is, it's whole and complete within itself. It's the same like morphogenetic field of intelligence that we've been communicating with since we first discovered it, like in like cow poop in Africa. And so this through line is very powerful. Once you like, when you first start working with it, you need to work through the layers of yourself so that you can get clear, so that that's not coming up anymore. But once you get past that, you can use it as a very, very direct access tool for self-referral and getting information from the like Akashic and the morphogenetic field that is really like truly deeply firmly rooted into the sovereign Gaian matrix. So that's what I like to work with. But at the same time, any plant spirits that you're working with, you need to hold yourself accountable to integrate before you go back. Because what I see is a lot of times people just get into the practice of just doing that and like trying to just become someone that does that all the time. And like, yes, that might be your path, but also like if you're not integrating, like you're just basically becoming inflamed, like spiritually inflamed. Like if you're eating foods that don't process and don't get digested, you gain inflammation. You start to get squishy. You start to feel pain, joint pain, all this stuff. Sicknesses, illnesses develop, whatever. Same thing can happen in the spiritual realm, the realm of your spiritual body. You need to be keeping it tonified. You need to be integrating and making sure that you're allowing everything to flow through, rather than just like adding all the time.
Totally. I felt like with the plant spirits before in the past, I used it a lot and was just like wondering like, oh, okay, I'm still missing something. Something needs to come into place. But what I was always getting with the plant spirits was like an impetus to create. And once I started flowing with the creation and gaining confidence over time, it's like, I don't need that plant spirit to propel me to create. I can take a microdose and I have my chocolate and my kava in the days, but I don't need to go out there again and again because I'm bringing everything that I experienced out there in here. And I think a lot of people now are, you know, some people are just beginning their journey with the plant spirits, and other people it's like it's not coming to an end, but it's like we're taking this into, you know, every day is a ceremony, and every day is a ceremony of integrating all of this wisdom that we've already tapped into, making it something real so that other people can get
and
knowledge.
Absolutely. And if you've just started your journey of exploring plant spirits, this is like amazing information to know going in. That integration is actually a key proponent of it. And this conversation has been phenomenal with you, Dante. I would love to chat with you again on here, but I have to go. I'm actually, speaking of alchemy, I'm in the middle of making some
plant
blue
spirits.
vervain and ashwagandha spagyric medicine with my plant medicine family out here in Portland ashwagandha. So I got to get back to that. Yeah.
I love
So
ashwagandha.
I'm going to go back and make some medicine. Yeah. And thank y'all for tuning in. And we love you. If you want to send some donations, it'd be much appreciated and received and put into a beautiful space. And also, just thanks for tuning in and for allowing us to share our minds with you, just like unfold our brains. And take what you will. Also, just like with anything, even the things that we say, think critically about them. Like, it may be for you, it may resonate with you, and it may not be for you. And know that, like, if it's not for you, like, we celebrate you in like realizing that it's not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, my love.
I love you so much. Thank you for joining me.
I love you too. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Enjoy the plant spirits. Adios. So as Treneti's leaving, I'm just going to share one more time while I'm still live that you can donate to Treneti. It's going to these beautiful projects back at our hometown in Chicago, Englewood, supporting young children in the Black community, learn sound healing and learn to use their voice for empowerment. It's a really amazing way to directly empower people. And I'm giving away, I'm donating the proceeds from some essential oils to this project. And again, they are rose, jasmine, neroli, palo santo. Screenshot me your donation and send me $5 shipping and your address, and we're gonna get that to you. And yeah, maybe I didn't look at any of the comments. Maybe some people have said some cool stuff while we were on here. There's been no comments. Okay. There's been no comments. But thank you so much for tuning in and sending you so much love and blessings today.